Hello, my mimics, and welcome back to the Mimic Commentary, episode 97. This should be the Caria Manor finale, and the meeting of Ranni the Witch. We have quite a bit, I feel like, that needs to be recapped before we meet her. Or perhaps it will be we meet her and then we do the recap. Before we meet her, I want to explore around the area, and then we got to fight that dragon, yada yada. So I'm going to leave these Mikola lilies here for now, because I want to be reminded of them when we come back to this area. This is the Three Sisters, and do we have a name when we come here? Okay, so this is Renna's Rise, blocked shut for now. Oh, wait. Okay, there's no sigil on this blocking, so we're not getting Carian sigil, Solian sigil, Academy sigil. No sigil there. Ranni the Witch was who gave us our spirit calling bell. And when we first met her, Ranni the Witch, I'm looking for lilies, by the way. When we first met Ranni the Witch, okay, actually get up there without... No, I can't. When we first met Ranni the Witch, she said, this was after we got Torrent. This is after we met Melina. She said, a pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished. I am the Witch Ranni. I heard tell of a Tarnished herding atop a spectral steed, so she heard about our Tarnished riding Torrent. And upon looking into the matter, the talk, I surmise, is of thee. So she is saying that she heard rumors of us on Torrent. Who's spreading these rumors? How did she hear them? How did she learn about them? Thou art possessed of the power, no, to call forth the spectral seed named Torrent. We said no twice, and we lied to her, and she knew we were lying. And after we lied to her twice, she said, quite the stubborn one, aren't we? Wise in a way, the lands between are home to liars and cheats aplenty. Perhaps thine ample mistrust will be to thy benefit. I shall leave this for thee at the behest of Torrent's former master. Take it, should thou overcome thy suspicion. So Ranni the Witch, now we know, has a relation to Caria. She has a relation to Rennala. She has relations to Ranni. And she gave us the spirit calling bell, help us on our journey. She told us not to trust people. People will lie to you. And spirit calling bell has been very, very useful for us. You know what? We're gonna call some spirits right now. Let's call our little let's call these little guys who spew freezing breath to help fight this dragon. Let's also get this thing. We learned about, last episode that chilling mist. More of that cold affinity tied to the snowy crone. Someone with that memory died here, and it was pulled up. Same thing with that incantation. The spirit calling bell has been incredibly useful for us, but Rogier wants us to go see Ranni, and he has a tie to the Carians. Grace is pointing us to see Ranni. We're supposed to be killing the demigods, but he wants us to find her to learn more about the Knight of the Black Knives. All right, hey, let's fight. Let's see what this dragon. He looks like Smaragd, but this is Glintstone Dragon Adula. At reach? No. How much damage does this do to Adula? Ah, that's pretty good damage. We know that Rennala. There we go. We know that Rennala has Oathsworn dragons. So from her boss fight. I don't think we saw it in the boss fight, this boss fight particular that we did, but just, we know that Rennala has oaths with dragons. So, and it looks like it's just this is one of the dragons that the Carians have an oath with. Oh, we're out of his realm. Okay. Oh, he's got crystal magic. That reminds me of the Crystallians. I don't know if that's Smaragd. I don't think could cast that. I don't know if Smaragd could cast that. If Smaragd can cast that, it looks like it's just a power of the Glintstone dragons for eating Glintstone sorcerers, which this guy most likely did. Let's see. Can I hit him in the head? No. Or it could be, since this dragon is allied with the Carians, he may have learned Crystallian magic. Oh, okay. He just made a sword, a Carian sword. So he is totally allied with the Carians. There's no doubt about it. This dragon has an alliance with the Carians. Yeah, and magic arrow is not going to do anything to him. I guess if you hit him in the head, it does. That's pretty cool. Oh, I don't have enough juice to actually hit him. When in doubt, Mimic Fireball. You know, it also... Oh, there we go. He's running away. We'll see him another time. It makes sense why someone who orchestrated the Night of the Black Knives would be having a dragon to defend them. And we got one Albinauric left. Should we fully explore this place? I don't... You scared? Oh. The order at which we find things. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's so much leading to this moment. It's hard to know what to focus on. And who's this? Okay. So we have this man in white clothes with gold ornamentation, a very similar type of embroidery to the women on the giant thrones. They're all in the same position, hidden underground in a hidden study. This is an omen killer, similar to the omen killer who massacred the Albinauric village. This is someone who is in noble's garb. Looks like a young man or a woman. This is looks like a finger maiden. There's a man with a jar on his head. Seluvis's puppets do not touch. This guy looks like Miriam that we saw in the Carian. So these are puppets. So we already knew about the Carians utilizing puppets to attack. Like they turned the Knights of the Cuckoo and the Soldiers of the Cuckoo into puppets, and they used puppets over here. They turned one of their own troll warriors into a puppet, the troll knights. So this position indicates puppetry. The other puppet, what we found, I guess, was right here, where we got the glintstone key. And so Seluvis, this guy right here, this guy, aligned with the Carians, has these puppets. A naked man with a jar on his head, a finger maiden, who is associated with the Tarnished, a page with arrows. Actually, we could see her arrows. She has Trina arrows. Oh, that's interesting. You know, we were thinking, is Saint Trina kind of a mimic, like, of Mikola, or a mimic of the Halig Tree faith? Like not that it's silver tier, but it's just supposed to confuse people into what they're seeing and things like that. And using sleep and dreams to manipulate people. And now we're seeing, here's this person has these arrows, and we know that these arrows are carved to resemble the withered water lily, St. Trina's arrows, afflicts target with a powerful sleep effect. Priests of St. Trina use these arrows to spread their teaching. The sweet oblivion of sleep can become quite the habit. So now we have, this person is a puppet of a Carian who is spreading the faith of St. Trina. So we haven't found any Trina lilies yet. We found a Mikola lily like here, found a Mikola lily here, a Mikola lily here, 5 Mikola lilies here, 3 Mikola lilies here. So 10 Mikola lilies in Caria Manor. That's a lot of Mikola lilies. If you look at all of the Mikola lilies, have nearly 50% of the Mikola lilies that we have found so far are in Caria Manor. Yet throughout the world, we're finding Trina lilies, and now we have a Carian is spreading the faith of Saint Trina. That kind of leads me to the belief that like the Trina faith is, you know, Carian in nature. Then a man with a jar in his head. I don't know what that would be. The Omen Hunter, or the Omen Killer. So using a puppet to kill omens? Well, we know that the only Omen Killer that we found so far was at the Abenark village, and from Nefeli we learned that they were working for Gideon, the all-knowing, sheep's betrayed by her father. So perhaps he's using... This guy is in the ranks of Gideons. So the Carians could have a foothold in manipulating Gideon the All-Knowing at the Round Table Hold. That wouldn't be too surprising that the Carians know about the Table of Lost Grace, because the Carians seem to know a lot. They have all this wisdom and they have prophecy. And this guy, who looks similar to the people underground at the Crypt Throne over here, with the gold embroidery. So I wouldn't put it past them for, you know, maybe, I don't know what this guy would be for. I don't know who they're, we got to figure out who that is. But this is, yeah, okay, so this is pretty interesting. And so manipulate people with St. Trina's teachings, manipulate a Tarnished. We don't know which Tarnished would get a puppet to manipulate them. And how that would work. Like, I'm just assuming that, like, they are using, like, if they're a puppet, they're, like, it's someone literally controlling them and sending them out and like pretending to be someone else. Like I see, like I'm walking around and, you know, I'm talking to this finger maiden and she is like, you know, not really her. Someone else is controlling her. So this is pretty good find. So again, with the Carians, the puppets is very Carian related, and it is all about manipulation, all in the background. There's these lights. This is the only place we've seen them, too. Oh, you also can't see the moon here, which is interesting. You can't see the moon from Caria. Can't see the moon from Caria. All right, this is Ranni's Rise. Okay, so this is where Ranni is. Now, before we go into Ranni's Rise, okay, good, there's Grace inside. There's something over here we have to... Here it is. I knew you were here. Next to Ranni, this is so interesting. Is there any more before I pick that up? I almost don't want to pick it up. Like, that is such an important lily. Is that the only one? Yeah, that's the only lily. Okay, wait. Let's get rid of the wolves. Okay. What does... If we go to... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to Radigan all over the place. Okay. If we go to this lily, what do we see? Don't see anything. But it's hidden in Ranni's Rise. Does that... this is like prophetic. And there's another rise, so let's look at that first before we go to Ranni's Rise. Is Ranni's... What does that say? Like, there's the Mikola lilies all over the place. Mikola is a demigod. We have his bewitching branches, which is the same power of the moon, enchanting, same power of the full moon. But Ranni's the dark moon. She said, don't disturb my mother's rich slumber, which ties to Saint Trina. Now we have the Trina lily right there. It's the only Trina lily out of all of these Mikola lilies. Like, that feels like it's telling us that, like, when you think Saint Trina, you have to think Ranni, because it's at her rise. Okay, whose rise is this? Seluvis' rise. All right, so, and Seluvis has the puppets, and he is the he's the like Miriam. Was their name? Did we get their name? I think it's Preceptor Miriam, so teacher. So Seluvis is a teacher. Oh, we can actually get up here. Oh, there's an item too. Betrayal. Black wolf mask. Okay, wait. I want to see if we can go all the way up here. Can't go in there, but can we go to the top? No. Okay. Tower's blocked off. So what do we get? This is the same face as Blythe. A mask fashioned after the head of a black wolf. Let's put it on. We look just like Blythe. Oh, goodness. So if you want to cosplay as the half-wolf, there you go. What else does it say? Relic of an assassin who assumed the guise of Ranni the Witch's loyal shadow. The likeness is striking. So at the Tower of Seluvis's, at Seluvis's tower, we found an assassin's mask of Ranni's loyal shadow. So this is the first time we've heard of the term, I think, shadow before. Her loyal shadow. Well, so that means, it's all coming together. We heard howling in the Mistwood, at the Mistwood Ruins, where there was a candle tree tied to prophecy, led us to the Mistwood Ruins very early in our playthrough. At the Mistwood Ruins, we got the, I believe, the Axe Talisman, which is in reference to the Lord who led the long march for an axe. Godfrey's got an axe. We've seen them in the paintings. So Godfrey. So we found at the Mistwood Ruins a relic about Godfrey and his long march. And his loyal warriors honoring him with an axe. And we found a ton of Trina lilies. There was a lot of Trina lilies at the Mistwood Ruins. And a ghostly candle tree brought us here. And the candle tree is also tied to our prophecy. We also found the ghost candle trees, I'm thinking, is St. Trina because, again, the candle tree brought us to Latenna, the slumbering wolf shack with her other half who's a wolf. Let's start from the beginning. With these. The candle tree the first one brought us to the Mistwood Ruins, ton of Trina lilies, and Blythe. Blythe, we couldn't talk to Blythe until we went to Calais. Calais was put to sleep by Ranni the Witch, who also gave us the spirit calling bell. Blythe, we helped Blythe to get a trader. And then afterwards, he goes, go meet the blacksmith in the north, and he'll give you, tell him I sent you. So Blythe is allied with Iji, and he is allied with Ranni. This is Ranni's shadow. When I think of shadow, he's right behind her. He is behind her always. He's a half man, half wolf. So there's the loyalty part. And we had to kill a bloodhound knight who he called Darrowell. He was the traitor. So this guy betrayed Ranni. The other candle tree we found, so we saw the candle tree here. This is where, in the Trina Lily video, the public Trina Lily video that I did, we found that it was pointing towards Earthboard Cave. The Trina Lilies were pointing to Earthboard Cave. And then when we got the candle tree here, it led us to the cave. And inside was, I think, another Trina Lily. Yeah, there's more Trina Lilies there. Then we found one that brought us to the Caria Crystal Tunnel. That didn't have any Trina Lily connection, but the Trina Lily, or the candle tree over here, brought us to Latenna, and that had the Trina Lily that showed us the Chapel of Anticipation, which had the nascent butterflies that caused us to fall to our death. Which led us to Torrent, because since we died here, we met Torrent, and then Renna pops up and says, oh, you have Torrent. That means, that means I can give you the spirit calling bell. So Ranna, Ranni, and Seluvis are all aligned. Someone's trying to assassinate Ranni by pretending to be her wolf, her shadow. Wolves are also tied to the Albinaurics, the female Albinauric. That was her better half. And Ranni as daughter of Rennala, the Albinaurics bleed silver, and we found the Urumi over here, And the Urumi is a Night Folk warrior. Where is it? Oh, we're doing our recap already. It is whip by Night Folk warriors, and we know that the Night Folk are said to have bled silver long ago, because they're one of the starting classes. So, yeah, there is a lot of interest in our Tarnish specifically, and I think the Carians know that we are the one who's going to satisfy the prophecy, and the reason why they know has to be Torrent. Torrent must have picked us and gave Melina, had Melina meet us, because we are the prophesized Tarnished. That's kind of where it seems to me, that Torrent is able to deduce who the prophesized Tarnished is. You can't see the tree all the way from here. And then Renna, on behest of Ranni, you can see it from the window. Renna, on behest of Ranni, is able to determine, okay, so the prophesized Tarnished is going to have the spectral steed. Once Torrent has the spectral steed, we know that's the prophecy. We have to know who Torrent's former master is, too. We don't have any indication of who Torrent's former master could be, and that's really important. When I think prophecy, I think Marika the Eternal could be Torrent's former master. But then the branches, the butterflies at the start make me think maybe Saint Trina, but Saint Trina could be just a covert way of for the Carians to use Nicola's bewitching power and take it for their own by using dreams. All right, so let's go see who Ranni the Witch is. This isn't Ranni, this is Renna. This is Renna. It's the doll from the very beginning with a soul or a spirit coming out of her. She has the witch's hat. Very frosty. Looks kind of like a mushroom with a crown. What's going on here? What's going on? All right. Let's talk to them.
Oh, again we cross paths. I believe I said my name was Renna when last we met. It pleaseth me to see Torrent hale and hearty, but tarnished. What business hast thou here? I have no memory of inking thee an invitation.
Okay. So, Renna the Witch. She was just lying. Okay? It was Ranni the whole time. So the person who orchestrated the Night of Black Knives, who led to the events that caused the shattering, thanks to Rogier, also gave us a spirit calling bell. And she's being very coy, and especially her answer. You must be Ranni the Witch behind the Night of the Black Knives. That Rogier, who has the Carian spells, told us to come here. And I feel like we're being played. This doesn't... It feels like we're being played. Oh, she says, again we cross paths. I believe I said my name was Renna when last we met. Okay, so that's just... Oh, I believe the last time I met, I lied to you and I gave you a false identity. Not to mention the story trailer that we watched in episode 25. The person who orchestrated the Night of Black Knives gave us all that information, and then at the end of the trailer said, unless you'll be the Elden Lord. So even before you play the game, Ranni the Witch is trying to get us to fulfill her Is this her prophecy, or is she just part of it? Oh my god. Please me to see Torrent hale and hearty, but Tarnish, what business hast thou here? I have no memory of inking thee an invitation. Well, very coy with you, very coy with you. Okay. Let's see what she says when we say, you must be Ranni the Witch. Oh, so you were lying the whole time Oh my god.
I see. Quite the sleuth, aren't we? Indeed, I am the witch Ranni. I stole a fragment of the Rune of Death and used it to forge the god-slaying black knives through fearsome rite. I did it all. But sadly for thee, the curse mark thou seekest is not to be found here. I have slain the body I was born into and cast it away. And it is upon that flesh the curse mark is carved.
Okay. Quite the sleuth, aren't we? Just based on what she says afterwards, sorry for swearing, I think she is so full of shit. Like, we say, you must be behind the Black Knives. And for someone who's going around using secret names, lying to people, who committed this, who's part of this assassination with the scions of the Eternal City that not only killed Godwyn the Golden, but the rest of the Golden lineage, she just goes, yes, I did that. You got me. Arrest me, officer. She doesn't even say it. She's just like, indeed, I am the Witch Ranni, and I did that. I stole a fragment of the Rune of Death and used it to forge the god-slaying black knives through fearsome rite. Now, she just said god-slaying. And immediately, she is giving us a connection to... what am I looking at? Oh, right here. Godslayer seal. Sacred skin of the Godskin apostles, said to represent the manipulation of black flame. This catalyst enhances Godslayer incantation. So Ranni is evoking our black flame, which is our mimic fireball. We have, which it came from a thing of skin. Like the book came from like a book of skin. Where are our spells? Oh, here they are. Black flame incantation of the Godskin apostles. This doesn't say anything about the god slaying, except the seal does. Godslayer incantations. So now we have a connection between Ranni and god slaying and the Godskins, because they do the Godslayer incantations. I did it all. Okay, this is where she already lied to us about her name. And then she's just saying, I did it all. And she tells us not to trust people. So can we trust that she said, I did it? Like, she's being so forthcoming with this information. I don't think we could trust everything that she's saying. I stole a Rune of Death and used it to forge the God-slaying black knives through fearsome rite. I think we know that she did. Rogier tells us that. Let me finish what she says. But sadly for thee, the curse mark thou seekest is not to be found here. I have slain the body I was born into and cast it away, and it is upon that flesh the curse mark is carved. Now, wait a minute. We did not say anything about a curse mark. We did not say anything about a curse mark. And that's very interesting, because that information comes from Rogier. We didn't bring it up. Rogier, where did the body go? Rogier, okay, dude, our Tarnish is dumb. I would rather our Tarnish ask, what are you talking about? What curse mark? So here's Rogier's dialogue. So we first meet Rogier in Stormvale Castle. And he's searching for something, and Rogier can teach us some Ashes of War. He teaches spinning weapon, defensive skill employed by Carian princesses. Ranni is a Carian princess, and Carian greatsword, Carian royal prestige embodied in a skill, as well as Glintstone Pebble, which is the academy. How does Rogier know these things? How did he learn the Ash of War of a Carian knight and of a Carian princess? Even Renala uses this in her boss fight. How does he know that? And then he sets us on the path of like, okay, well, you and Fia is interested in those who live in death. So, gosh, okay. So Rogier is like, I'm looking for the body of Godwin, and then he finds the body of Godwin in the basement. Then we start working with him, and he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I'm trying to learn about those who live in death. I'm trying to learn about Night Black Knives. Hey, would you help me out?" Actually, he doesn't even ask for us to help him out. Fia says that Rogier talks about it in his sleep, all these grand plots. She is a deathbed companion, and when we get her, when we hug her, and she takes some of her life. She takes some of her life energy and she gives us a Baldican blessing. Favor bestowed by a deathbed companion, protection of a hidden temple in the guise of a bedchamber. The favor allows one to forget any aches and pains. In death, there is only peace, for in death, there can be no sensation. So Fia seems to be aligned with those who live in death, who spawn from Deathroot after the Night of Black Knives. Rogier, now, although he's interested in the plot and setting the worlds to right, they don't seem to be aligned in like the Deathroot and the knife print. She gives us the knife print map and she says she learned it from someone else. Fia did. Fia seems to be interested in the Night of the Black Knives because of those who live in death. Rogier is interested in the Night of Black Knives because of the history and also of those who live in death, because they found a flaw upon the order and he wishes to help them. But he has the Carian Ashes of War, and he has the similar type of hat to Ranni. He has like a witch's hat. So he tells us after we get the curse mark, the knife print, which was in the Black Knife Catacombs, guarded by a Mausoleum Knight who had the Eclipse Crest Great Shield, which can, for the soulless demigods, oh god, there's just so freaking much stuff. That was guarded by a Black Knife assassin who did the assassination. There's also Deathroot there in a box, so they were purposely spreading Deathroot. It seems like to me, and we found that Seluvis in here as puppets. Is it possible that Rogier is a puppet? Like, does he know? Like, I'm not saying that he was manipulating us on purpose, but it feels like he was pushing our Tarnish specifically to help Ranni, and this is why. So we get the knife from him. We give it to him. He says, I have a fairly good idea who performed the rite upon the blade. The person who orchestrated the Night of Black Knives. Lunar Princess Ranni, one of the children born to King Consort Ratigan and his first wife, Renala. Demigod and sister to General Radahn and Praetor Rykard. Hers was the name I discovered in the imprint. Truly, you have my thanks, but if I may be so bold, I would ask you to do something for me. If Ranni is truly the one who plotted that fateful night, then she should bear the curse mark of destined death somewhere upon her flesh. I would like for you to procure it for me, and then it will all be laid bare. I will have the answers I sought for so long. Don't fret. It is entirely in accordance with the... I don't know if this is actually something that he says. This is in the text dump, so forgive me if this is not in the game. Don't fret, it's entirely in accordance with the guidance of grace. If you seek to stand before the Elden Ring and become Elden Lord, the answer you find should surely boost your chances. I don't know if that is in the game. I don't remember if that's actual dialogue. I'm just reading the text dump. Then he says, I have some idea of Ranni's potential whereabouts. There's a manor to the north, the Academy of Caria. It is the familial home of the Carian royals from whom Ranni descends. There's been talk of the old royals' vassals gathering there in recent years. Ranni's whereabouts since the Shattering are a well-kept secret. She hasn't been seen even once. Okay, so after the Night of Black Knives... Night of Black Knives, what did she say? So... Rogier knows that the curse mark should be on her flesh. And what did she say about the curse mark? Oh, also, D also says, Rogier tells us that it's the mark of the centipede. The curse mark is the mark that, D was telling me he discovered the mark of the centipede. The centipede is an ancient symbol of the curse mark. Ancient symbol of the curse mark. As long as whoever finds it and uses it is not nefarious by nature, then we'd be able to form an alliance. he discovered the mark of the centipede. And if we look, mark of the centipede, when we were at Summon Water Village, that is where Dee said, "I have a matter of my own to attend to. I spotted the mark of the centipede here in the village, an ill-omened symbol that should not be. Someone or something threatens the sanctity of the Golden Order." So Ranni and the curse mark was threatening the sanctity of the Golden Order. Her attack on her Knight of the Black Knives is threatening the sanctity of the Golden Order. The mark of the centipede is the symbol of the curse mark. That's also, we see the mark of the centipede. That is, the fetish, but it's in the spells. Oh, you can't see it from behind here. If I was to cast it, we'd be able to see it. Okay. Let us continue with what Ranni says. She says, "The curse mark thou seekest is not found here. I have slain the body I was born into." She's not born into this body. This is a doll. So, the Knight of the Black Knives, she slays her own body. And now her soul or spirit is in this doll. And casts it away. And it is upon that flesh the curse mark is carved. So we have to find her body to get the curse mark. But that's where it's so interesting. We didn't mention her body. All we said was, "I know that you did it." And then she goes, "Well, that's because, I guess that's why you're here." So let's ask her, where did the body go?
"And why should I reveal that to thee?
Oh, okay.
I performed the act not to bury the past, nor in shame of the deed, but all the same, thy begging compels me not a jot. The curse mark thou seekest is not here. That is all I will say. Now, be gone."
Okay, so she was so forthcoming about the curse mark. Instead of us asking, where is the curse mark, she just comes out and says, "The curse mark you seek." So she knows that we're searching the curse mark, but we never gave her that information. So how does she know that? Unless she knew we would be coming here to ask about the curse mark. She knows more about us than she's leading on. Way more than she knows. Way more. I think this whole curse mark thing, this whole Rogier thing, we're being set up. So let's see what else she says.
"The curse mark thou seekest is not here. That is all I will say. Now, be gone."
All right, she's just telling us to get out of here. So we have to go back to the Round Table Hold, and we have to tell Rogier that there's nothing we can do. She won't talk to us. We found her. She said she cast off the curse mark that you're looking for. I don't know why he knows that she would have the curse mark on her body. I don't know why he would know that. Oh my god. She's so Weasley.
"Always good to see you safe. So, what do you need?"
Ranni cast off the curse mark. Hey, look at the skills. This frickin' guy. Yeah. You're gonna be so shocked.
"I see. When Ranni shed her flesh, she shed the curse mark too. Not everyone would trust such a tale. But if she in her current form is nothing more than the living doll you profess, then perhaps it's true after all. Forgive the bluntness of the notion, but how would you like to become one of Ranni's vessels? Only in order to get what we want.
Oh, of course, of course.
The location of the body which bore the curse mark, which right now I haven't the faintest. And the best way to find out is for you to enter her service and take a poke around on the sly. I know you've got what it takes. Not only are you a superb fighter, but people want to trust you. I've seen it.
Wow. That's a lot. Okay. When Ranni shed her... So it seems like we ask... Maybe she knows about the curse mark because we said more? But it's hard to say. Like... That's not what we said. Those aren't the words that came out of our mouth. I don't know if this is an act of like... The game is trying... It's like... Feels like it's gaslighting us. Like... We just said she doesn't have the curse mark. Like, I feel like... And I know that, From Software doesn't have all the dialogue for everything your character says, but it just feels like gaslighting. When Ranni shed her flesh, she shed her curse mark too. Not everyone would trust such a tale. He's putting trust in this dialogue. So automatically we should be thinking, we can't trust what's going on right now. But if she is occurring for is nothing more than a living doll you profess, then perhaps it's true after all. Forgive me of the bluntness of the notion. And then he's like, how would you like to become one of Ranni's vassals? Only in order to get what we want, of course. Like, this just feels like bait. Rogier is here to bait us into working for Ranni. The location of the body which bore the curse mark, which right now I haven't the faintest, could have no idea. And the best way to find is you enter her service and take a poke around on the sly. I know you got what it takes. Not only are you superb fire, but people want to trust you. I've seen it. You gassing us up, people want to trust us. Why us? What's special about us? What's special about the Tarnished?
Can you become Ranni's vassal to advance our agenda? While in her service, you'll be able to take a poke around on the sly and determine the location of her original body that bears the curse mark. I realize that I'm asking you to put yourself in grave danger, but I know you've got what it takes. Quite possibly the only one, in fact.
Exactly. Yeah, the only one, in fact.
I realize that I know you've got what it.
Yes, that's... my God. Okay, Ranni is baiting us. We're getting baited. She is... Okay. After we talk to Ranni and enter her service, we're going to have to switch to another character just to prove that Ranni is, like, leading us by the nose. The story trailer. She says, oh, maybe you'll be Elden Lord. She gives a story about the Knight of the Black Knives. Oh, we have no idea how it happened. Something happened. Who knows? Godwin died. What a tragedy. Who could have done that? Then we get Torrent, and she's like, oh, yeah, Torrent? Yeah, his former master. Yeah, he told me to give you this. He told me. Why would I lie? He told me to give you this. And what are these lights? Where the hell's the moon? All right, Ranni, I'm back. I have my resume. I'm trusty, and I'm a superb fighter. Here's my resume. I've been endorsed by Rogier.
The curse mark thou seekest now.
Now Begonia. I wish to serve you. I've worked previously I was a prophet before my time in the Lands Between. Part-time I do YouTube. So, can I get a job? Entry level. You can only have to pay me an exposure and experience.
Oh, is that so?
Yep.
Thou wouldst render me aid. Is that thy proposal? Affording thyself opportunity to grope about for the curse mark's location, no doubt.
Oh, of course.
Very well. There's nothing wrong with a well-laid scheme. What's more, if my past and past wounds beckon to thee, I am curious enough to see what thy destiny portends. I'll allow it. Enter my service, and good hunting to thee.
The big one here is, she's like, she knows this is a scheme. She knows that, like, okay, well, Rogier says work for her. Like, she doesn't care if we get the curse mark. She does not care. It does not interest her. Now she has what she wants. We work for her. Let's take a detour. Let's do some magic. Now you see me. And now you don't. We are a mimic from the future who has not spoken to Rogier. Hello, Ranni the Witch.
Oh, again we cross paths. I believe I said my name was Ranni when last we met. It pleaseth me to see Torrent hale and hearty, but tarnished. What business hast thou here? I have no memory of inking thee an invitation.
No particular reason.
No reason in particular thou claimest. Intriguing. Then mayhaps fate hath steered thee to this reunion. Wilt thou enter into my service? I am the witch Ranni. I stole death long ago, and search now for the dark path, that I might one day upend the whole of it, and rid the world of all that came before. Well, has that roused thy interest?
So, coming here, without working with Rogier, without being manipulated by who I think is a puppet of Caria, a puppet of Ranni. I don't know if he's a puppet. We can't confirm that Rogier is a puppet yet, but he's very fishy now because everything that he's done led us to Code Ranni. But if we don't work with Rogier, if we just show up when we just say we're here for no reason in particular, fate steered this reunion, this encounter. It was fate. Fate, destiny, prophecy. She knew we would come here. She didn't know the particulars, but she knew we would. At least one time. At least once. Look at the crown. This is and what I had in my hand. What I have in my hand here. She knew. The Carians used to see fate in the stars, fettered by the Golden Order, yet she defiled the Golden Order. Will thou enter my service? So we just show up and just work for me. Before, when we said, oh, we're here, we know what you did, he was like, well, go away. But now that we're just like, oh, I'm just here, she's like, all right, work for me, because that's what she wants. She's playing a game. I am the witch Ranni. I stole death long ago and search now for the dark path. Well, we know that Rena, the witch, said, taught Ranni to fear the cold dark moon. So the dark moon must be the dark path. That I might one day upend the whole of it and rid the world of all that came before. Everything that came before. And when I think everything that came before, I don't think she just means Golden Order. If we're going to continue this theorizing with the Mimic commentary. If Elden Ring is a sequel to Dark Souls, she might be trying to say, I'm trying to get rid of all of that. Everything. To free us from what the issue with Dark Souls is. Souls are reborn over and over again, and the cycle continues. The ineffable souls of the old lords maintain a hold over the land. And if this is that same land, then Ranni's goal is to finally break the cycle. I'm going to say do not serve.
I see. More's the pity. Come to me again, shouldst thou change thy heart. Surrendering thyself into the service of a dull witch is not as frightful as thou fearest.
God, you gotta love her character. You gotta love her character. Will she say that again?
Art thou persuaded to my cause? Then, again I shall ask, wilt thou enter into my service? I see. More's the pity. Come to me again, shouldst thou change thy heart. Surrendering thyself into the service of a dull witch is not as frightful as thou fearest.
God, her voice acting is great. Alright, so what does she say
Then,
if we enter her service?
I see. A choice well made. Thou art a rare sword. Not many would have accepted the offer.
Liar.
But I require as much of those under my command. I anticipate good work from thee.
Okay. Let's go back to our mimic in the present and not the mimic from the future.